Welcome back to Allison Unfiltered. Oh my gosh. This is a place where we talk about transformation and empowering others and all the things, right? All the things that are good, all the things that can lift us up. We also talk about some of the hard stuff. And today is going to be the hard stuff. So, if you are easily offended, turn this off now. If you get butthurt easily, I guess that's the same as offended, you should probably turn this off right now. I'm going to make this a little short and sweet today. That's my plan. So, I want to talk about something that is just wearing me the F out. Seriously. Why? Why are you living like you're living? Why are you living broke? Why? I hear it all the time. I need and I'm referring to the business that I do. I'm sure it's in every other business, whether it's skincare, healthcare, you know, health and wellness community like I'm in. I mean, whatever it may be, right? Everybody wants the fast fix, the cheap way out, and the easy way. And honestly, I want you to ask yourself something. What is it that you want that you can't get doing what you're doing right now? I'm going to ask it again. What is it that you want that you can't get doing what you're doing right now? I hear people all the time, oh, I can't afford it. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, I'm not getting child support. You know, that was part of what prompted this is there was a memory that came up in my Facebook memories where I was kind of tripping about Gage's dad because he was supposed to, and this was 9 years ago, okay, but I was dependent on extra money from him to help pay for school clothes. Because we all know clothes for kids isn't cheap, and we had 4 to buy for, so it was important to get that money from him to help buy clothes for Gage. And I waited, and he said it was going to be there next week, and he never paid it. And he just lies. He's the biggest liar on the planet. He tells you what you want to hear, just to get you to not bitch at him. That's his MO, right? Totally. So he lied. And so I had to figure out a different way. Y'all, I am so glad that I am not dependent on anyone for money at this point in life. Like, building my own business created such an independence, a financial independence in me that I don't have to depend on shit. I don't have to depend on anybody for anything, right? Do you know the freedom in that feeling? Do you have any idea of the freedom in that feeling? It's pretty incredible. Okay. So, why is it again that you're living broke? Why is it again that you can't afford to do things? I mean, where are you spending your time? Are you watching Netflix? You watching all the series, all the stuff? Are you spending time with your kids? Are you hanging out with your family? Are you losing hours in your phone on social media? Are you losing thousands and thousands of dollars each year because you're just scrolling on social media? My my mind is all over the place about this because I get responses from people who, are, I don't know, 20 to 150 pounds overweight. And they're like, oh, I can't afford it. Why not? Do you know that most people, most Americans don't even have $500 in a savings account? Why? You have money to go to concerts. You have money to go out to dinner. You have money to go do what you want, but you don't have money to take care of yourself. And the first rule of entrepreneurship is figuring out how to start your own business, figuring out how to come up with the money. Do you know how much it is to come up with the money to start your own business with what I do with Xyngular? $49.95 a year. That's what it costs me to have my business. Now, I did spend some money. I think back then it was like $500 to start with the biggest kit because I wanted to make sure that things worked before I shared it with anybody. And I was so skeptical about it that I wrote it on my calendar when I was going to send it back because they have a money back guarantee. But the thing is, it worked and I didn't send it back. And I woke up in a couple of days, and I felt good. The fog lifted, all of the things. And I gave it a shot. It is a choice for you to live broke and unhappy. If you can't afford to get started, what do you have in your house that you can sell so you can? Like seriously, a couple of $100 to get started. Okay, let's say coming in at the lowest thing, $300 with being a distributor and everything or a partner. $300 to start your own business, y'all. Are you effing kidding me? You're bitching about that? And you're trying to figure out how you're going to feed your kids and how you're going to buy groceries and how you put gas in your car. Our company pays people every day. Why? I understand everybody wants to be a TikTok fan, right? I understand everybody wants to just stay at home and make money in their pajamas on TikTok. No shit, I would love to do that too. But the reality for most of us is not that. So you got to work your ass off, right? When I started this, I honestly didn't know how I was going to put anything else on my plate. I had no clue. I had a full-time job as a bookkeeper. I had a part-time job moonlighting bookkeeping on the side. And trust me, that shit was not part-time. Okay. That dude called me every day. I love you anyway, Lee. I still love you, just in case you're listening. But he called me every day, right? It wasn't just a part-time job. I had 4 kids. They were all in middle school and high school, and they were all in activities, and they had to be somewhere, different places all the time, right? I had a husband and 2 dogs and a house to take care of. And I had to figure out what I was willing to give up to make some money, right? So I gave up my time. I gave up my sleep. My husband and I had a conversation about what responsibilities he was going to take over in the household. And let me tell you something, husbands. Some of you are some lazy piece of shits. If you think that your only job is outside the home and mowing the yard, you got another thing coming to you. One of the best love languages you can do is help your wife wash the dishes or dry the dishes or be a part of that. Do your own damn laundry. You're a grown ass man. Do your own laundry. I mean, the expectation that some of these men and women that I know that do it's just mind blowing. I haven't done anybody's laundry in my house since my kids were like 11 years old. When they hit 11 years old, they learned how to wash their own laundry. That's what I'm saying. You need to delegate things, make your kids do things, make them get off their ass and quit watching video games and do something to help you. Delegate the responsibilities in the house. Maybe you let your kids clean, and maybe it's not as clean as you would get, but you know what? You're going to make some money. I mean, that was the thing. Like, Danny took over the grocery shopping. His job was to make a path for me to be able to spend time making money for our family, right? And it worked out great. He created a path for me. He took over, when I first started this, he did most of the cooking. He started doing the grocery shopping, all the things that took up time for me that I could be working. It was worth every minute of it. Did I give up some time for myself? Yes. Did I wake up earlier? Yes. Did I stay up later? Yes. Um, did I sacrifice some time with my family? Of course, but good God, look what I can give them back in return now. Why is that not worth it to you? Why is it not worth it to you to just work your ass off for a few years so you can get what you want for the rest of your life and you can provide for your kids? I don't understand that. Like, you have an opportunity. I offer people an opportunity every single day. Oh, I'm not a salesperson. Oh, I don't do this. Oh, I'm not that. Oh, I don't talk to people well. I don't care. I didn't either in the beginning. But we teach you how to do that and you grow with it, right? So, a lot of times people ask me what I do, or I'll wear a Xyngular shirt and they'll say, what are you doing? What is Xyngular? And I'm like, also, it's the company that I've partnered with, and I help people lose weight and make money. And that's just me. I'm just a very blunt person. I mean, I have this whole spiel about this long thing, and I'm like, that is not me. Like, it's real fast and easy to say that. And we were at our conference this weekend in Miami, and probably the best leadership conference I've ever been to. And one of the things that our founder, Rudy Reback, said is he said, I sell hope and opportunity for the future. Holy shit. That's it. In a nutshell, I sell hope and opportunity for the future. I'm not a salesperson. I mean, I share the opportunity with people, and you can say yes or no, but at the end of the day, I guess really I'm in sales, right? But I'm proof in the pudding, right? I'm the proof in the pudding that this works. Like, no shit, y'all. I'm just like a single mom from Tyler, Texas, who is married now, and we lived paycheck to paycheck, and now we don't have any debt except for our house and our cars. Like, that's it. Like, you know how freeing that is, and the time freedom and being able to go be with my kids and do what I want when I want and set my own work hours. I mean, it's incredible, but I have to work every day. I probably work harder at this than I have any other job, but I love it. I'm passionate about it. And oh my God, I love the freedom of it. Right? If you, I don't know what I would do if I had to go be a rat in a cage again and sit in a cubicle or sit in an office all day. That's like torture, death to me. And there's so many of you, you know, that they ask all the time, like, what's the secret to success? You know, well, it's how you spend your time. What are you spending your time doing? I don't watch TV anymore. TV wastes $50,000 a year in income that I could be making. I'm not going to waste my time on TV. Who gives a shit? Like, who's going to do what next year? I mean, I don't know. Pick up a book about, you know, growth and personal development. That's going to do you a lot more good in life, right? Um, but back to Rudy Reback, he said something on stage and he was talking about how a long, long time ago, you know, we have this beautiful thing called social media. We can reach thousands and thousands of people all at the same time. But when he got into this, it was a guy like literally went through the phone book and just started calling people all the way down the phone book, like, hey, will you come to my meeting? I want to show you something. It was he said it was soap. It was soap. It was one of the first soaps that was like natural, no chemicals and things like that. And one of the things that Rudy said is he went to that meeting that night and he was around these people that were just like inspirational and uplifting and just had good attitudes and no negativity, and he saw the future, right? And he said, I wasn't sold on soap. I was sold on hope. And I tell you, I was 40 years old before I figured out where I belonged in life, and it was with Xyngular. It still is. I love this company. I love the people. I love everything about it. Have there been ups and downs? Absolutely. Of course, you've heard some of them through this podcast. But oh my God, it's been worth it. All of it, all the hard, all the good, all the struggle, all the wins. Oh my God, it's been so worth it. So what the F are you doing with your life? You just sitting there scrolling through your phone, looking at other people living their dreams? You know, what's your vision? What do you dream about? For me, I dream about a future of financial freedom and time freedom so I can travel the world and I can help people along the way. I mean, I look forward to that. That's my dream. You know, I want to have I don't know, a place on the beach one day that I can call home and watch my kids and my grandkids play in the sand and the ocean. You know, that's a dream that I have while I sit under an umbrella holding my husband's hand or walk along the beach. You know, that's my dream one day. What do you dream about? Because here's the thing, if you're not convicted in your own dream, no one else will be, right? And I know that I'm going to reach that because of the vehicle that I have to get there, which is Xyngular. And I understand that I'm talking about the company that I'm with, but it is a huge part of me. And I've tried to really stay away from it in this podcast because I want this podcast to be more about, you know, me personally. But this is a huge part of my life and it is a business and I do love it. And it's created a hope in me and a dream in me for the future, right? I mean, shit. I get to drive my dream car. I would never be able to do that. I have y'all seen pictures stuff in my backyard? I mean, are you kidding me? That's the backyard that Xyngular built. I go back to what is it that you want that you can't get doing what you're doing right now? You cannot tell me that you're happy. Now, listen, there's some people that love their jobs, and I am so happy for you that you love your job. But I'll tell you, most people don't. I would say, and I'm just pulling a number out of my ass here, but I would say that 10 to 15% of the people in the population absolutely love their job. Everyone else hates it, and they wish they were doing something else. So if I'm offering you an opportunity and we're talking one on one, why in the hell would you not be open to hearing that opportunity? Because the reality is everybody in on this planet needs something that we got. Weight loss, wellness, oh my God, like better sleep, better health, not sick anymore. I mean, the $500 that I spent in the beginning for this has saved us tens of thousands of dollars in medical bills and prescriptions and all the things and all the doctor visits. We don't get sick anymore. Danny and I were talking about that the other day. I was like, damn, I wish I had a sick day every once in a while. I miss having sick days laying in the bed eating chicken noodle soup and watching TV, right? I don't get those anymore because I'm not freaking sick anymore. And then you say, "Oh, I don't know many people," or "I'm not from here," or whatever. Well, you have social media. I mean, our company's not just based in the United States. It's the US and Canada for sure. We have a market in the Philippines. We've opened up markets in Latin America, so Mexico, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica. I mean, you can't tell me that you don't know people. Or you don't know somebody that knows somebody. And you can't tell me that you don't know 4 or 5 people that need this, that need to lose weight. They need better sleep. They need more energy. They need collagen because they're all wrinkly and they're over 21 and your body doesn't produce it. I mean, I've never like pitched the products on here, but I mean, holy shit, like trim sticks. I mean, I drink that every day and it's replaced sodas for me and I'm healthy, and you see me, I'm not skin and bones. I mean, I got some guns right here working on them a little bit. But that's the thing. You don't know what you don't know. And if you're miserable and you're in a place where you're not happy, why wouldn't you do something to change it? Why are you just going to sit in it and wallow in it? Be miserable. Like, what would life be like if you could be happy? Here's another little story. Oh, by the way, that quote, what is it that you want that you can't get doing what you're doing right now? That came from one of the top leaders in our company, Cynthia Evans, and she's pretty amazing. And I say one of the top leaders, I'm also one of the top leaders in our company as well. So uh, you know, my biggest thing is everything you do affects everyone around you in one way or another, and you are your business. And if you're not excited about what you're doing, if you're not a product of the product, then you're not going to be excited and talking about what you're doing. So get off your ass, be a product of the product, do what you're supposed to do, quit screwing off, and more people will follow you. But if you lose weight and then you gain it back, and then you lose weight and then you gain it back, nobody's going to come. Nobody wants to do that, right? Get over yourself. We all have bad shit that happens. We all have people that die. We all have people that get sick. We all have loss. All of us. But you can't let it take you down. You can't let it take over you. You still have to take care of yourself and make yourself a number one priority. That's why I started this in the beginning, is because I didn't want to be one of those grandmas on a freaking, the people you see in Walmart that are so overweight, they got to ride the little things and they got the oxygen tank on them. I mean, holy shit, who takes care of them at home? Because I would be, I tell you what, I'd be a mad MFer if my husband got that overweight and I had to take care of his ass like that. That's just gluttony. And that's ridiculous. And we're not supposed to live like that. Like, get a handle on yourself, grow up, put your big boy panties on, and handle your business, right? And I say that for women too. I mean, it, it affects everyone. Ugh, I could do a whole show about that shit. But what I wanted to touch on, since we only have a few minutes left, is something that our co founder, Mark Walker, talked about. And I love this guy. He's just a really real guy, really good guy. And I remember talking to him on the phone, and I was like, we were standing in, I know I'm bouncing all over the place. Uh, we earned our 50K cruise, and I was standing in the water in the Grand Cayman Islands in Stingray City. And I have all these stingrays swimming around me, and I'm standing in this water, in this beautiful water, with all these people around us, and I'm having this conversation with Mark Walker, and he's just the most real person on the planet. I mean, literally the most real person on the planet, and just real down to earth. And he's very straightforward. And I handle people that are straightforward very well because I'm a very straightforward person. Um, but just the simple fact that I'm standing in the middle of the Grand Cayman Islands, right, in the Caribbean Ocean, just talking like it's his everyday job, you know? And I remember phone calls with him, and he's like, just imagine when you're making $5,000 a month. And I'm like, Mark, I can't even imagine that. And then we hit $5,000 a month, and he's like, wait till you're making 10. I was like, Mark, I can't even imagine that. And he's like, oh, well, wait till you're making $15,000 a month. Mark, I can't even imagine that. And then he comes back, he's like, now that you're making that, wait till you're $20,000 a month. I was like, holy shit, I can't even really imagine that. And then we got there too, right? All because I wanted to lose weight, and I wanted to show other people that it could be done, and I was willing to share my story. Pretty simple, huh? What are you so afraid of? You're scared of what other people will think? God, if I continued to worry about what other people thought about me, I'd never be doing this podcast, right? Here's the thing. People are going to talk about you behind your back, whether you're a saint or not. They're going to talk about you for being good, and they're going to talk about you for being bad. Either way, everybody talks about you. So get over yourself. And really, honestly, people probably don't talk about you near as much as what you think they do because they're thinking about themselves. That's the reality, actually. So back to this conversation with Mark Walker, he talked about on stage. He said his dad was a really, really hard guy. Wendell Walker. He was a very, very hard man. He grew up on a farm. There were no excuses. You did your work, and you didn't do it until it got dark or till dinner was ready. You did it until it was done. You got all your chores done until it was done. And he didn't want to hear any excuses. Mark would come up to him and he's like, Dad, I tried to do this and I just can't. And he said what his dad would say is over, under, around, or through. What are you going to do? There was no such thing as giving up or I try or I can't or anything like that. His dad simply said over, under, around, or through. What are you going to do? And so Mark had to figure out his problem, and he had to handle it, and he had to get it done. And he had to figure out whether he was going to go over it, under it, around it, or through it. Right. And I love that. I love that because that can be relatable in everyday life for us. Over, under, around, or through. What are you going to do? The only way to get to the other side of something is through it. If you're scared, work through it. Do it scared anyway. And maybe MLM is not where you want to be in direct sales, but damn, why wouldn't you? I mean, why wouldn't you not want to create a second stream of income, whether it's $500 extra a month for your family, which would change 80% of families in the United States of America, right? $500 would make a huge difference a month. I know it did for us. I know it's hard for me to spend that money in my savings, but I damn sure made that money back plus some and then some, right? What if you don't? What happens? I remember someone asking me, what happens okay, let me back up. When I lost my job, I was doing Xyngular and I was working for a bookkeeping company and I lost my job, got laid off. And I had 6 months to figure out what I was going to do, right? And someone said to me, what happens if you don't? We always think about what I can do, but what happens if I don't do it? What happens if I don't make this work? What are the consequences? So for me, the consequences were I was going to have to go find another job. I was going to have to be away from my kids. I was going to have to, and I was loving it being home, right? I'd have to be away from my husband. I would not be able to work on my own time, all those things. So that's the thing. And I would have to be on someone else's time telling me when I could go to lunch and when I could take vacation, if I could take off for one of Gage's swim meets, or if I could do this, or if I could do that. Screw that. I don't ever want to freaking live like that again. And that's what most of you are living like. Why? Why would you not pour yourself into something that can take you away from all of that misery that you dread going to every freaking morning? The commute, the people you have to deal with. Oh my gosh, I don't ever have to work in an office full of bitches ever again. Holy manoli. I told one of my bosses, actually this last one, I was like, girl, there must be cobwebs in your vagina. Like, I'm going to buy you a dildo for your birthday because you have cobwebs in your vagina. You have to. It's the only way you could be this mean. I literally said that to her. And she looked at me like I was crazy, but I was dead serious. Yeah, sometimes my mouth gets me in trouble. But what are you doing? Why aren't you doing something? I mean, do it with me, do it with somebody, do it with your Rodan and Fields person or your New Skin person or your, whoever it may be, your Mary Kay person. Like, but do it with somebody. Do something for yourself, for your future. Leave a legacy for your children and your family. I mean, I know my company, my business is willable to my children. And if you don't know what residual income is, then you need to go Google that shit right now. And when you're ready to have a conversation, you want to get serious and get off your ass, you need to reach out to me and call me or send me a private message, and I will be happy to hop on the phone and talk to you about how you can get what you want by doing something different rather than doing what you're doing right now, because it's not working. You're not getting anywhere. You're on a hamster wheel. Where is it getting you? Stop being lazy. Stop wanting shit for free and grow to the potential that you have inside you. And you know what? Say a prayer about it. Talk to God. I ask God every day, God, please bring me the people that need this as a business. And God, please bring me the people that need this to help save their lives. I'm literally helping saving lives. Why would you not want to be a part of helping save lives? Everybody you know needs this. All there is to it. And I would love to be able to help as many people as possible. But more than anything, I want to sell hope and opportunity for the future, for your future. So shoot me a message, whatever it may be, reach out, all the things. I would love to show you a different way to live because it's changed everything for our lives. I'm sitting in my office at my house at 5 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. Where are you? Rushing through the rat race? It doesn't sound like fun. Don't you want to have some fun in life? Don't you want to live life? Don't you want to look back and say, I did something? I helped people. I was a part of the change. Gosh, y'all, let's start a movement. Seriously. Let's change the world. I know the reality is that I won't hear from most of you, but I hope it's at least planted a seed and you'll think about it. Because I'm going to talk more about it. Everybody needs more income. You don't have to live miserably. It's what you're choosing to do. This isn't hard. It's simple duplication. That's it. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I'm so grateful to talk to you guys. I love you guys. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all the things. Peace out, homies. Love you lots.